Are you on the yes train? I've been there. I've been there when I worked inside of the walls of one company. I definitely help clients get off of the yes train and to be more intentional in what seat. So this is what I mean by the yes train. Have you made it to the point where you've moved out of, yep, culture's important, I agree culture matters, but you're standing at the train stop or at the bus stop to go to the train stop, and you haven't yet made it on the train, meaning you haven't even bought your ticket yet, let alone decided what seat you're going to be in. So when I think about and when I talk about, are you on the yes train? Are you on the yes of kind of throwing all kinds of different money, time, and resources, trying to figure out who needs to be there, what ticket do we need to buy, where do we need to go, where are we going to seat, how much luggage do we do, or are you literally just going to the bus stop and getting on the train and going, but you're not doing it with intention. You have no idea where you're going. You're just going because everybody said this workplace culture thing seems to matter. I think it matters. Yes, of course it matters, but I don't know what to do with it. So what I want you to do is I want you to back up, and I want you to say yes to get on the train, but I want you to do it with intentionality. Again, think through, where is it that you're trying to go? Where is it that you are now? What are the gaps? How are you going to get there? How much time do you need? What kind of resources do you need? And maybe collaborating with other people, internally and externally. And start to really break down, how do we measure it? And again, what are the processes around it? How is it that we're going to collaborate? How is it going to hold each other accountable? And then when you arrive at the train station with your beautiful ticket to go to your beautiful location, you know what seat you're going to get on. You know what the stops are. You know how to pack for the train trip. And you're going to do all of it with grace, and because you know what right looks like once you get on the train and when you get off the train. Here's the other thing. You're also going to think through all of the train stops to not only know what to pack from a clothing standpoint if you're gone for multiple days, but also some snacks that you need to grab along the way. How does that show up at work? Those are the things that derail you. Those are the things that, quite frankly, I talk about on my podcast, The Morning Commute. Those are things that make you stop and go off of the rails of the train track because the whirlwind of your day begins to take over. So, do I want you to say yes to getting on the train? I do, but I don't want you to do it if you haven't really thought through what that means inside of your workplace culture, inside of your team, inside of the walls of your building that are wrapped around your mission and your vision, your culture statement, your values. So make sure that you're saying yes to the right train and you're really thinking through the trip with intentionality. And hey, here's a thought. Not only could you listen to the podcast to get some ideas, but you could also become, and one of the biggest reasons why, quite frankly, I created the Culture Curator membership is so that you had some focus areas on the daily that you were able to live and breathe and be reinvigorated on the daily with really tangible things that keep you focused. I used to be on the culture train of yes. And let me go back to 2008, for example. I saw a lot of people jumping on the culture train way before I started talking about it, and even myself understood what it was that I was doing with intention inside of companies. But I want to make sure that if you're saying yes to it, you're doing it deliberately, and that you know who to bring with you on the train, what the stops are going to be along the way, what sort of training that you need, what sort of food and snacks you need along the way, who do you need to bring with you, what do you need to pack. So get on the culture train if you haven't, but please do it deliberately. Please do it focused on what your needs are of your group that you're bringing on the train with you. Be deliberate.